Once upon a time in a dark forest,
reading your along the coast.
extra, read all about it.
How will I use a multimedia program? Okay, so I decided to make a multimedia program. I finished it, it's on a compact disc. Now, how can I use it? Well, for this example, let's assume you made the program on the CDI platform. That's Compact Disc Interactive. Why? Well, it's the simplest. It can be used without a computer and broadcast through an ordinary television. And we've all got one of those. Now, there are 3 different types of CDI players: industrial, consumer, and portable. And there are different ways of controlling them. So let's explore the possibilities. You can see there are plenty of alternatives. A multimedia CDI program can be used in the office, at the point of sale, for that important trade show, for a corporate presentation, training, or just at home. So make a selection and see some of the ways you can use your new CDI program. In the office, the CDI player would probably be on your desk with a television sitting there right on top. Now, the easiest way to control the output in this situation is with a mouse. However, to save space on your desk, the player could be on another table, even across the room. Then you would use the infrared remote to make your selections. It's just like changing channels on your television. The point of sale can mean many things. If it is a kiosk in a mall, then a touch screen would be the simplest. If it's the salesman and the customer out in the field, then the exciting new portables working on battery power can recreate your dazzling presentation anywhere. Literally anywhere. The trade show is a great opportunity for a multimedia program. Consider the benefits of a touch screen. It's so simple. Anyone can use it, even without training. All the product features and benefits displayed and accessible in seconds with just a couple of menu selections. The salesperson on the booth will appreciate having all the answers so readily on hand. And if it's busy, the potential customer can walk up to a touch screen and obtain information themselves. For the boardroom presentation, connect your portable CDI player to the big screen television found in most boardrooms. Control the output with the mouse built into the player. Even pass it across to the clients and ask them to make the selections. When the presentation is for a large audience, in a hotel ballroom for instance, then for impact, use a video projector, rear screen projection if you wish. Then connect the audio output to the hotel sound system. You can now produce a very professional performance, and still, all you require is your portable CDI player. Typically, training takes place in a classroom or in a hotel meeting room. So connect your portable to a large screen TV, or as the class size increases, use the video projector. In the world of individual computer-based training, multimedia really allows the students the freedom to learn at their own pace in their own way. The simple fact that almost every home has a television was one reason we chose CDI for this example. Connecting a portable CDI player to any television in a client's house allows you to present the contents of your program to them in the comfort of their own home. If you have a CDI player installed in your own home entertainment center, then working at home takes on a whole new meaning. How does a multimedia program work? When you start work on a multimedia program, it's like working with any of the other medias. You start with a blank piece of paper, or in this case, a blank screen. The first decision is the type of background you would like to have. It can be plain, textured, for instance, like marble, or it could be one of your company's slides. Next, so that the background does not conflict with the more important items on the screen, let's fade it. Or we could make it look as if it were made of metal. Now, if we want the program to be interactive, we need to add some buttons. There are many different types of both formal and informal buttons. If the cursor passes over the buttons, they change to show that you can select them. If you want, they can even talk. Please select to return to the main menu. You have selected the Information button. Now we know we have pressed the right button, so let's go on with our multimedia program. First, put in a background. Now we can show some slides. They can dissolve into each other, or we can bring them onto the screen in a variety of ways. If you wish to use video to illustrate a concept, let's turn on the television. Sometimes animations are the best way to demonstrate an idea, so we can use those too. Of course, ordinary text is easily displayed. The new product has many features. It is reliable, economical, and has but with audio, text is needed much less. So that's a brief introduction to multimedia and how a program is made. Who will use the multimedia program? We live in the information age, and television has set the standard we have come to expect in communications. As president, you realize that the whole company is often judged by how you communicate. Let's see how multimedia could give you and your company the reputation it deserves. For instance, if you want to present the annual report to the shareholders, there's no better way than showing them the facts, professionally, accurately, and convincingly. Our market share has risen to 65%, and the shares are up by 9 points. The new products are on schedule, and development costs will be well under the budget figure of $1 million. Your corporate overview program could also include the company's history, achievements, mission statement, world distribution, your annual address to the employees. All of these segments would also be used in programs for other departments within the company. To the dealers, distributors, and most important, of course, the customers, the sales and marketing department is their only contact with your company. The message your department sends will become the company's image. So how they communicate that message becomes almost as important as the message itself. Let's see how multimedia can help your managers communicate. Do you ever lose sales because the customers don't understand why your product is better? Does the lowest price often become the easiest feature to sell? Do you have salespeople who can explain clearly why your product is better and why it's worth more? Would you like to be there every time they try to close a sale? A multimedia program allows you to create the perfect product presentation, explaining the benefits of your product, communicating the information with high-quality sound and visual illustrations. Information that is instantly available, not buried in the middle of a video or the depths of a manual. Now the salesperson has all the answers, your answers. They can present highly complex technical information clearly and accurately. They can demonstrate the true value of your products, feature by feature, whatever the size or wherever it is. As marketing manager, you are responsible for establishing the company's image. You provide the sales tools and the sales training materials. You launch the new products. You market the old ones. And these are the very things multimedia does best. After all, multimedia is a marketing tool. Right now, it's the most effective marketing tool available. For instance, is this how you want your product to be introduced to a new customer? Or is this the impression you want to create? Make a selection and see how multimedia can help your marketing efforts. How do you introduce a new product? At a trade show with videos? How do you train the salespeople? A desktop presentation for features and sales manuals for the technicalities? You could create a single multimedia program that will do all these things. After all, a program you use to explain the features to the salesperson could be used by the salesperson to explain the same features to the customers. Sometimes your company and its products will be represented only by a catalog. It will have to communicate with the customer on your behalf. An interactive catalog on a compact disc would present your products in an efficient, knowledgeable, and dynamic way. It could even talk to the customers. Please make a selection. Thank you. It would, in fact, become an interactive product presentation, an electronic salesperson, knowledgeable, courteous, and always available. How do you train salespeople? Take them off their territory, bring them all to a central point, train them all together in a group? That's great for team building, but is it best for training? Salespeople have different strengths and weaknesses. They need to learn different things and are capable of learning at varying speeds. If your complete sales training program was on a compact disc, then they could work alone or in small groups, work at their own speed, learning what they need to learn. For example, the product's features and their benefits to the customer. Even the highly technical features would be clearly explained and illustrated. When the training is over, the salesperson keeps the disc. Could you leave all your present training materials with every person you train? Now the training disc becomes the salesperson's own interactive customer presentation. The object of a trade show is to allow you to meet with both your existing and potential customers to exchange information. They have a lot to see in a short time. The information they need in a hurry. If you can't provide the answers quickly and efficiently, your competitors might. Consider an interactive multimedia program containing facts about the company, its products, and their features. All the people working on the booth with the help of the multimedia program will soon become experts with all the answers, the right answers, immediately available at the touch of a button. After the trade show, the same program can be used as a product presentation by your distributors, and it is the ideal way to train their salespeople. Human resources deals with people. People who, when they come to your department, are nervous, excited, even scared. They range from the oldest employee to the fresh-faced young student. Can multimedia help you communicate with them? Let's see. Today, company benefits are very complicated. Explaining them to people who are often upset and confused is not an easy job. An interactive multimedia program allows people access to information at any time, allowing them to get the answers they need when they need them, explained at their own pace as often as they want. Now they feel safe in the knowledge that they understand the benefits and can come back and review the information at any time. You want to attract the best people to your company. How do you do it? Make your company attractive. Show its strengths, its achievements, its history with a corporate multimedia program. Then, when it's time to evaluate the applicants, a multimedia test program would be a simple, efficient way to choose the people you want to accept. So you're new to the company and there's a lot to learn. Let the corporate multimedia program explain the way our company works, the company's goals, the mission statement, our safety regulations, the organization charts. You can even meet the president and listen to his annual address. You want to attract the best people to your company. How do you do it? Make your company attractive. Show its strengths, its achievements, its history with a corporate multimedia program. Then, when it's time to evaluate the applicants, a multimedia test program would be a simple, efficient way to choose the people you want to accept. Your responsibilities can stretch around the world, certainly across the country. Quality, delivery, cost, reliability, safety are all your responsibilities. Let's look at how multimedia can play an important part in your department's success. Why train people to overcome problems they may never encounter? Why give them information they will forget? Instead, provide instant access to your training programs at all times, actually on the job site. A multimedia touchscreen could deliver information quickly and correctly. When a question arises, the answer would be available at the touch of a button. It would be an up-to-date answer with clear, concise, visual, and audible instructions. The same program could also be used in the training school, either for individual or conventional classroom training. Safety training is vital. The lecturer must be sure he conveys all the information and that the student understands every important part of the program. Using multimedia for your safety program would guarantee that the contents were always the same, that they were always correct, and with built-in testing could show that they had been fully understood. After each segment is explained, the student would be tested. If the answers are correct, the student can go on. If not, they are politely asked to go over that segment again. The program could even keep a record of the user's progress. Getting the product to market is vital. Helping the customer find a place where they can purchase the product or have it maintained is just as important. Creating a multimedia distributor handbook on a CD disc would allow the user to locate the nearest sales, parts, and service for your product in a quick and efficient way. Distributors could each show slides or video of their facilities, including their workshops and parts departments. After all, knowing they can support your product is a good reason to consider purchasing it. Why should I change? How do I make a multimedia program? Why should I change? I use video. Why should I change? Well, you would still use video if you made a multimedia program. Video is excellent when you need both sound and motion. The problem with video is that it's linear. The information it contains is often hard to find, and it can be difficult to get quickly from one piece of information to another, or to repeat a section. Videos are also expensive to duplicate and deteriorate fairly rapidly. Will I be able to use my existing videos? Yes. A multimedia program can take sections of your existing videos and record them onto a compact disc. Now, by using a menu screen, the user can select just the sections they wish to look at. Really, multimedia is just a more efficient way of using video. I use slides. Why should I change? Slides still give the best quality picture and have an important place in the communications media. But just imagine a slide carousel that allowed you to pick any slide in any order as often as you wanted. Imagine the slide could talk, explain the information it displayed so well. What about the hundreds of slides I already have in my slide library? Those slides will still be used, but now they will be digitized and become the visual illustrations in your multimedia program. Now they can have a voice that will always provide the correct information, whoever is presenting the slideshow. You can store hundreds of your slides on a compact disc and make copies of the disc for a few dollars. That's what multimedia can do for your slides. I use overheads. Why should I change? Overheads are great, particularly for a small group or if you need them in a hurry. The weakness of overheads is when they have to be used by someone else. We've all seen someone struggle when working with an unfamiliar set of overheads. The charts and diagrams that were used to create the overheads could just as easily have been loaded onto a compact disc. Now they could have menus and a soundtrack added. With a menu, you could select which group of overheads to look at and listen to a clear, concise, always correct explanation of their contents. If you recorded the soundtrack in several languages, you could even select the appropriate language for your international audiences. So next time you decide to create a presentation using overheads, think about making them multimedia overheads. I use desktop presentations. Why should I change? A well-thought-out, brightly colored desktop presentation is a very useful way of getting your message across. It can almost be interactive. It does still have the disadvantage that it relies on the presenter's ability to get your message across to the client. Look at multimedia as an electronic desktop presentation. A desktop presentation with a soundtrack that can include a slideshow and videos, and this desktop presentation will definitely be interactive. Once the disc is made, it will also be much less expensive to duplicate and distribute. So before you create your next desktop presentation, consider making it an electronic one using multimedia. Why should I change? How do I make a multimedia program? So you're thinking about making a multimedia program for your company? For the whole company? How do you start? Well, let's create a flow chart. Then we can get a budget price.
That's far too complicated.
It's too expensive.
I don't understand it.
It's scary.
I agree. Let's break it down into manageable pieces. We could start with the company overview. This would need to show the mission statement, the annual report, and maybe a brief history of the company showing its major achievements. As an example, if annual report was selected, one would see the company's performance over the last year, for instance, market share. Our market share is now 65% and still increasing. How about a program for human resources, a company directory, new employee orientation, and how to explain the benefit programs? Let's look at benefits. Welcome to the benefits program. Please make your selection now. For production, manufacturing, and distribution, we could include training, both skill and safety training, a tour of the factories, and a map of the distribution network. Check out the distribution. Is there a distributor in your town? But we all know the old saying, nothing happens until somebody sells something. So let's consider starting with a program for your sales and marketing department. Do you have projects for next year? A budget? Some challenges? If you do, make a selection and let's go on. Do you have new products to launch? Trade shows to exhibit at? Distributors to convince? Dealer salesmen to motivate and train? If the answer is yes, then select again to go on. How will you do this? Make videos, create lots of artwork, slides, write manuals, or maybe come up with a great idea for a desktop presentation? You could make just one multimedia program like this one. Then we could take all of your slides, the important parts of your videos, the contents of the manuals, and the desktop presentation, make them all interactive, and record them on a compact disc. We would use the same disc with the same message at all the trade shows where we launch the new product. After the launch, the disc could be used to train and motivate the sales force. And then the salespeople can take that same message with the same information on the same disc right to the point of sale, wherever it is. Don't forget the people who make your product. They would like to see the program too. So why not put it in the cafeteria for a few weeks? And then why not have it in the lobby for your visitors to use? Finally, at the company's annual shareholders meeting, let the president show them the new product as well. Our new product has been successfully launched ahead of time and under budget. Why should I change? What do all these terms mean? CD-DA, Compact Disc Digital Audio. Branching, the ability to navigate to different sections of a multimedia program based on the user's responses to menus. Authoring, combining the assets that make up a multimedia program to make it interactive and useful. CD-ROM XA, compact disc read-only memory extended architecture, similar to CD-ROM data storage. The extended architecture defines a standard to allow certain types of text, graphics, and audio data to be shared by different types of computers. CDI. Compact Disc Interactive is a self-contained delivery system for interactive multimedia presentations containing audio, graphic, text, and video data along with an interactive program. Emulation, disc testing. The process of testing a CDI multimedia program on a computer that emulates a CDI player before a program is mastered. Flowchart. Interactive multimedia programs are designed on paper using a representation known as a flowchart. The flowchart is a roadmap of what the program will contain and how the branching will work. Branching. The video in a window. Digitized video played as part of a graphic display, usually 1/4 of the full screen size. Who will use the multimedia program?